guys, it's me. It's Lisa, and I'm here for another video. You may have noticed from the title that I am now part of the cast-off crew, and I'm really excited about that. That's my dog back there, and he's being nosy because our neighbors are leaving. I'm sorry about the light. It may be a little glary. I've been trying to find a place to do this video for a long time, and haven't had much luck, so this today seemed to work out to be the best. Technically, I'm cast off Monday, and I'm actually filming this on Saturday, and it's November 15th, I think. I can look at the calendar. Yeah, November 15th. And I'm not sure if I will upload this right away or wait till Monday, but I wasn't sure how Monday was going to be and if I'd have a chance, so I figured let me record while I had the time. So I want to say hi to some new subscribers because I got quite a few, which is pretty exciting, and welcome back to those of you who have been here before. Those of you who've seen me before know that we're full-time RVing, and so some of the time I do share some of our travel stories. And so those of you who are new, we're full-time RVing. We started this summer, and we're in South Dakota, and I have talked about it in some past videos, so I guess if you're interested and you want to check it out, you can look at some of the older ones. We are right now in New Mexico, and we're going to probably be here through New Year's at least, maybe longer. We were living in our camper was parked in our my husband's cousin's driveway, who happened to actually, she's like one of my best friends. We met in college. That's how I met him, and we were parked in their driveway for about a month, and he's actually doing work for them, and so we moved into a campground about a week ago. It's a nice campground, a little busy, lots of other campers a little bit close together, but it's pretty nice. We're actually right across from the little dog park area, which is good for our dog because then we could just let him out. So that's sort of been what's happening. We did actually go to see a couple of nice things while we've been here. The last couple of weeks we went to Sandia Crest, which was beautiful ride through this not very well paved up the mountain road in Cimbola National Forest. And if you follow me on Instagram, I did post some pictures of that, and I'm YarnYenta247 on Instagram. And where else did we go? And the other day we went to the Santa Fe National Forest, and we went up to the top of that. There's a ski area up there, and we took pictures. I did post some of those, a couple of those on Instagram as well. It was snowing that day, or actually up there it was snowing. It was very cold, like 20s that day, and actually it's much warmer today. The weather's gotten better, so we're glad, because we didn't really want to spend winter. We're from the Northeast, and we were looking as we're traveling to not be doing winter, but we are here, and the winters are not as harsh, so supposedly, hopefully it'll be okay. So that's pretty much our travel experience, and otherwise, I guess I'll get right to what's been happening with the yarny stuff in my life. I do have some finished objects. The first one I'm going to show you is the Yarnspiration Mystery Adventure Cal, which I finally finished. I'm a little bit late. As usual, I'm always late when I do cals. I love to get them. I love doing the knit-alongs and the crochet-alongs, but I always get behind. But I actually finished this one, and I don't know if I'm going to do another one maybe until after the new year, if I do another one. So I'm going to show you what I did. I did all 6 clues, and I'm going to go through each one. This is, or maybe I'll show you the whole, I don't know if you can see, this is the scarf all together, the whole thing. And I'm going to show you the different clues one by one. I did this in Caron Simply Soft in the Gray Heather, Charcoal, and Ocean colorways. So this is the double, I do have some notes down here if you notice me glancing. So this is the double seed stitch. That was the first clue. And for the second clue, for those of you who've done it, you know that you got to pick different clues. They gave you different options, 3 different options per clue. I did the tile stitch. I hope you can see with the sun. Maybe it's better back here. And then this is the Mosaic Russian stitch, and it's a slip stitch pattern. I love slip stitch patterns, because the mosaic patterns, because they make it look like you're doing really complicated color work, and actually you end up only working one color for each row. So because of the slip stitch, that's what gives you that pattern. This one, yeah, this one is the diagonal rib. I guess I should hold these like this. Probably get it better. This is the diagonal rib. And clue number 5, I did the Trinity stitch, which is really fun. I love the Trinity stitch. It's a really good pattern when you're doing a lot of cabling stuff. It's really fun. And the last but not least, I did the, I want to say the flame stitch or something like that. I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact name of that one. Little flame, I think so, something like that. But that's the last one. Again, another slip stitch pattern. So that's my yarn inspirations. Now this scarf is going to be going to Yolanda Soto Lopez. Those of you who know, she has a huge channel. She does great tutorials, and she's collecting for a charity in Mexico, for an orphanage in Mexico. And I did actually, my other FO, is I made a hat to go along with it. And this is just a basic beanie. I kind of used the Bob Wilson 1, 2, 3 tutorial that she's got. Just because I like the fact that she has that technique where you can't really see the back seam too well. You can see that would be, so that's for her. So I'm going to send this off hopefully this week, coming up. The other thing I did was also for charity, the other finished object I have, and that is from Hudson Valley Knits. She does a podcast, and she's actually from near where I used to live, not too far, about a half hour or so from where I used to live. And she's doing what she's calling her senior love along, which is she's collecting washcloths for a senior center near her. And so I did a few of those, and I'll show you. Actually, I did some a while ago, and I showed these before. So this is an older one that I did. Again, the light, I'm sorry. If I hold it back here, maybe that's better. So that's one, and this basically, right now, your everyday grandma's, I think it's called Grandma's Favorite Dishcloth or something like that. So I did this one. This is my newer one that I did. And I did this one, which is just a basic granny square. And then this is just, again, so I have those. Those are my washcloths, and I think I'm going to do one more. And then I'm going to send those off to her, hopefully before the end of the month. She wants them by December 1st. So that, I think, oh, no, I have one more, which is what I'm wearing. Okay. This is the last cowl that I was doing, which was the road trip cowl mystery. And again, it was different clues once a week. There were 3. Each one was a section of the cowl, and I actually only ended up doing the first clue and the first section because it came out pretty wide. As you can see, this is wrapped around twice. So this is the stitch. It's really pretty. I made it in that Loops and Threads Will Like, which if you've seen more videos, you saw me show it about 1 billion times. Love that yarn. Very soft, fingering weight. Maybe a little bit lighter than fingering weight, but you know, I think you could do it for socks and use it as a fingering weight substitution. It's very inexpensive, very soft. I only did the first clue because I didn't want it really thick, and I've decided I'm not sure I'm a big fan of cowls. I thought I liked them more than I do. But anyway, I do like this. I've kind of put it around and figured it out. So that's my cowl, and I'm going to take it off now because it's really warm today. Hey. Really warm. Okay, and you can see it now. I did make it longer than the original pattern called for, but she gave you instructions on how to do that. It was like 300 stitches is what I did. And the original cowl was, I think, half of that amount. So it would have been a much smaller one and thicker, which maybe I would have liked better. But I tend to like to wear my scarves and things like this, not necessarily wrap them. So anyway, that's my cowl. That's my last finished object. Works in progress. I have a few, actually. Not that many, because I'm trying to not do as many, have as many projects going. I found that the more that I had, the less I actually got done. The more choices I had to work on. I need to have a few because I do get bored. So I'm trying to like cut things down and not cast on 1 billion things, though that's really hard because I see patterns and I just want to cast them on. I've said it before, I have, crafter's ADD. but I'm trying to keep it a little bit under control. So I will show you what I've got going on right now. And the first thing is it's actually a crochet project, and it's a poncho, and it's called, I have it here, it's called the Coming Home Poncho. It's a Lion brand, and I've just recently decided that I like Lion brand homespun. I was never a fan before. I only made a couple things and didn't like it was bumpy, it's difficult, sometimes can be challenging to crochet or knit with. But the friend that I'm staying with, she decided to kind of get back into knitting, and I've been mentoring her a little bit. She kind of is getting it, but she hasn't knit for a really long time. And she is very much a texture girl. She loves anything with bumps and textures and different kinds of, she loves the fun fur and the ribbon combinations of things. And so she kind of, I guess, inspired me, because she fell in love with homespun when we went to look for yarn for a project just to get her going. And I was like, but I don't know, for some reason I just really was drawn to trying to do some projects, and I thought a poncho is actually a really good one for that. So this is what I've got so far of the Coming Home Poncho. And okay, I'll hold it here. And it's really pretty, and I've got a little bit of ways to go. It's very easy. It's just a granny stitch square, or a stitch, granny square stitch. Sorry. And I'm doing it in, it's the Pueblo colorway. And I got a bunch of skeins of these, and I'll talk about that in my little part of my yarn haul in a little bit. But that's this, and so I'm enjoying it. I'm knitting it or crocheting it rather, on a size L. The pattern originally I think called for an M or an N, and I just didn't like that. I thought it was too loose. I actually did the neck up with a K, and I thought that was a little too tight, so I went up to the L, and for me that just works out just perfect, and I'm really enjoying this. So that's my crochet project right now. I usually try to have at least one of those going on at once. Okay, then my other knitting project, and it's in my lovely Star Trek bag from Gimme Yarn 418 Erin. I love it. Love my bag. I'm such a Trekkie. Okay, so this is going to be a felted purse, and this is what I have done so far. I will show you, this will be the before. I'm going to do some before and after pictures. And that's the bottom. I'm right now on the main part of the bag. This is a slip stitch pattern, and I'm using 100% yarn, or wool yarn, which is this sort of reddish corally color, brick color. It's called brick. It's a Northampton from Webb's as the main color, and the yarn, the wool blend. Because when you're felting, if you know about felting, you need to, obviously you can only felt with 100% wool, because it won't felt otherwise. But I'm combining it with homespun, and I don't remember the colorway. I'm sorry, but if I think about it, maybe I'll put it below. But I'm using that as the part of this. This won't felt, this part. And I'm not sure. I've done purses using a felt and non-feltable yarn before, and you get a very interesting effect. I usually swatch before I do it just to see what it looks like, but I didn't do that this time. I just said, I'm going to wing it, just go for it and see what it looks like. So you'll be seeing what it looks like along with me when I'm done, because I'll show it to you after I felt it. I'm going to do, so the bottom is done with this green, tealy green color. And I wish I meant to write the colors down, but I'll try to get that for you once it's done, if you're interested and want to know what I actually used. So this is the body, and then I have to do a few, it's supposed to be 13 inches on the body. So I don't know, maybe I've got about half of that. When then you get to the top, and I'm going to do the flap in a solid, and the flap's going to be done in this, and I'm probably going to do the straps in this. Though I may do the straps in a combination of those two. I haven't decided that yet. I will see as I'm getting done with it. So that is this. That's the felted purse I'm working on. I haven't put this on my Ravelry project page yet. I think I might do that, but I haven't done it yet. I do have most of my other projects up there. I try to get those up there. So, and I'm Yarn Yanta 1 on Ravelry. So if you wanted to check out my projects there in my project page, you can do that. Okay, my last work in progress was, which I just casted on last night, and I did post a picture of it on Instagram, is a shawlette scarf. It's called a scarf, but I kind of think of it as a shawlette. It's called the Old Flames scarf by Chris Besta, I think her name is. And again, it'll be on my Ravelry page. Hold on a second, I have it. I can't get it. My Wi-Fi's doing weird stuff right now. So anyway, okay, the yarn I'm using is Misty Alpaca. I don't usually get a lot of luxury yarns. I'm on a budget. I tend to go to Joann's and Michael's in the box stores. Occasionally I go to some yarn shops. This is a souvenir yarn, which I showed before, from our stop in Cody on our way from South Dakota to here. We were in Cody, and there was a yarn shop, and I went and I found this. It was on sale, so that, of course, I couldn't resist. And there's no colorway. There's just a number. It's TW13. It's like it's a tonal, hand-dyed, and it's like a rust, orangey rust colors, and it's definitely tones light to darker ones. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really pretty, and it's very soft. It's 50% alpaca, baby alpaca, and 50% merino. And this is what I've got so far. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, so go check it out. It's called Old Flames, and it's a really nice lace pattern so far. And it's very easy. I love her patterns. They're all these sort of pointy, asymmetrical and symmetrical scarves. And I've done 3 of them so far. I did the Madison scarf she has, the Gallatin scarf, and this one will be the 3rd. She's got a bunch of them, and I would like to make all of them. So I'm very excited. The only thing is it calls for a little bit more yarn than what this is. 218 yards. I'm hoping I have enough. I did read some of the project notes on Ravelry, and I think it'll be okay. I think if not, I might be able to modify it a little bit towards the end so that I won't run out. It could be a nail biter by the end, but we'll see. So that's what I casted on last night. I'm also working on my Secret Santa, which I'm not going to show you, but I did cast on some. I'm doing a swatch for that. If any of you know, if you're part of the TGIF, Thank God It's Finished group on Ravelry. Also, Erin, Give Me Yarn 418. She's doing a December Secret Santa swap. I've never done a swap before. And you have a Secret Santa person, and somebody else is your Santa. You don't know who they are, obviously. So I'm working on my project for my partner, for the person I'm Secret Santa for. And I'm not going to show that to you, obviously, because it's a secret. But that's what I've got going. Those are my 4 projects. And as much as I want to cast on and crochet about a billion others, I think I'm going to stick with this for a little while and finish at least 1 or 2 before I cast on another. But we'll see. You never know. I say that now. So the other thing I wanted to share with you is I did go to Joann's and Michael's last week. They were both doing some great sales and coupons. So I will show you what I got. Let's see. So at Joann's, okay, this is new for me because we only recently had gotten Joann's where I lived before I moved. And I don't remember ever seeing these there. Or if I did, they really didn't have a great selection. And it's their mill ends that they have. Well, they actually let you use coupons on their mill end products, which I did not know. So I got some of those, and I will show those to you in a minute because they're sort of at the bottom of the bag. I'm going to be crinkling bags. This came up on another video. I think it was on Dana, Essence of Me, and she talked about how she liked to hear that sound because it meant you were opening packages, and I kind of agree with her. I know sometimes it can get a little annoying, and I do apologize if it's too much for some of you. So I'm just going to show you that I got some more. This is for my poncho. This is that Pueblo homespun. So I got actually 5 altogether for the poncho, and I've used up, this is what I have left from what I first got. And it was on sale, and you could also use a coupon. because they had 20% off. Or no, we got 1 week we got the 25% off, and then they gave us a card at the door that said that we could get 30% off on our next visit. So we went back again. I also got the Serenity Garden from Premier Yarns. This is the Mountain Heather colorway. I got 2 of those, and I think I might do another hitchhiker with this, but it's in more cotton, so I'm not sure. But I really liked the color. It's very spring, and it's got purples and pinks. I think it's kind of giving you a good idea of it. So that I got 2 of those, and those were also on sale. And you got to use your coupon. I think those were like $1.99 maybe, or 2 something, and then another 30% off of that. Okay, and then this was just for fun. It was 97 cents plus the 30% off, so it came to like whatever, 60 cents. And it's that ruffle yarn. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, if I'm going to make a ruffle scarf, but I liked it. It was kind of cool, and for 60 cents, you know, you can't go wrong, right? Okay, now for the mill end things. All right, so it comes in a bag like this. This is the bag that it came in. It's 16 ounces of whatever. We don't really know what it is. You kind of have to go with what's available and figure it out. But it was $7.99 for the pack, and that's their normal regular price. They let us use a 40% off coupon on these. That's the best thing about Joann's. We could use the 40% off coupons. At the other trip, we were able to use 60% off, plus they gave us the 30% off on your total order. So how can you go wrong? I don't know what this yarn is, this particular one. I'm not sure yet. I haven't done a lot of investigating. It's very pretty. It's got greens, and it's got yellows and reds and oranges, and it's kind of looking pretty much what it looks like, I think. If anybody has any suggestions or ideas of what they think it might be, I thought it might have been Boutique Unforgettable, but it's not as soft and sort of silky as that, so I'm not sure if there's another brand like that. So I got that. And the other mill end, which I'm pretty sure is that, is this one. So I got this. And this was also, there were like 4 skeins of that. And this is, I believe, the Boutique Unforgettable by Red Heart. I think it's Red Heart, right? So that's that. And I got inking. This is the bag here. There's 4 skeins of it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I think a shawl, but, you know, it's there. And the last thing I got, and I kind of need your help for this one too, because I don't know if they do they ever do like other brands of yarn, like nicer quality? Because to me this looked like, and I kind of did a search, and it feels really soft, and it's all in a lot of little balls, but I thought this was Neuro. It's their Garden Light, I think it's called. I did the wraps per inch. You know, if you wrap something around like a ruler for like 2 inches, and see how many wraps you get, and then divide it, that tells you how many wraps per inch, which gives you the weight of the yarn. And it said it was like a sport light, between a sport and maybe a fingering weight. So as you can see, here's the bag of it. I figured out there was probably, you know, 16 ounces. If it is the Neuro, it could be like 8 skeins. I can really see it. Put some of it out so you can kind of see. So I don't know. I'm hoping that's what it is. It's really soft, even if it's not. It's beautiful. Of course, it's because it's in a bunch of different balls, so the color striping will maybe different on the project. I'm not really concerned. It was, you know, $7.99 minus 30%. It was like, what, $3.79 I think it came to? I'll figure something out with it. I really like it. It was really soft. Okay, that was my Joann's. I'm going to do quick Michael's because this is getting long. Okay, again with homespun. I know I told you I was sort of on a homespun kick. I'm making a vest. It's called the Investment Vest, I think. It's a Lion Brand free pattern. And I got 5 skeins of this. This is in the Painted Desert colorway. So that's my homespun. I don't know if I'll do any more homespun after that, but that's my homespun haul, a part of my haul. Again, Michael's was also having a sale. They had a lot of yarn on sale and then a coupon. They did not have as many choices. I was hoping to get some more of that wool-like, but they didn't have as much left. They had one color, and I did get one of those, which I'll show you. They only had one. They had like some whites left, I think. That was it. They were really picked over, and I was a little annoyed since it was only the second day. of the sale. But this is in the tan colorway, and it's nice. It's a nice color, and it's soft, and I'll find something to do with it. Okay, I got the Charisma because that was on sale for $1.99, and these are going to be Christmas presents. So I got 2 of those, and that's the, sorry, I probably should tell you, that is the Black Raspberry colorway, and it's kind of pretty. It's got blacks and grays and pinks, purpley pinks, and the Northern Lights. I got 2 of those in the Northern Lights, and that again is teal and purple and greens. This is like one of my favorite colorways in that yarn. And I got Patton's Croy socks. They were also on sale for like $2.99, which is really cheap because they're usually like $5.99 a skein. And I got the 20% off or 25% off, I think it was. So I got, they didn't, again, picked over, didn't have a lot of choices, but I did get this in the gray brown marble. So that's, 2, because you need 2 pairs for socks. And I got Cascade colors, 2 of those, and I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to make socks out of this or maybe a socket hat. I haven't decided. So that's it. That's my yarn haul. That's my video for this week. My first cast-off video. I just want to say hi to the crew. I'm really happy to be part of the crew, and look forward to watching more of your videos, and hoping you watch mine. And I guess that's it for this week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have fun crafting. Bye, guys.